Hello guys, it's me Karthik. Hope you guys are doing really good. So, as part of today's video, we are going to discuss about how we can hit a external API with the help of HTTP client. Okay, so external APIs we can hit with number of other things like you have a template, we have the web client, but HTTP client is an inbuilt version of Java as part of Java 11 they have introduced, and it provides a lot of features. So I thought, why don't we learn this HTTP client and try to use that in our Spring Boot application. Okay, so we are going to consume a external API. Basically, the traditional one which I always use, this is the one. Okay, so we'll get the response here. So we'll see what are the things we are going to see. We are going to see, give me a minute, let me put it in notepad. So like, what are the things we are going to see? Spring Boot application setup, that is obviously that's a normal thing. Second thing is like REST controller. From REST controller we are going to hit right. So next is a service layer. In this service layer we are going to have HTTP client. Okay, how we can use HTTP client, all those things we can see that as well. Okay, then normal test method. Okay, we'll see how we can test it via postman should be sufficient. Okay, hopefully I have postman in my system first of all. Okay, so yeah, let's get started here, and everything will be available here guys, and I'm going to put the link in the description so that you can also use this. Okay, so I have one empty, let's go to the project. I have this project here which is having nothing as of now. So the only thing I am using here is the Spring Web and the Lombok and the test. Okay, I have the web and the test and the Lombok that you can automatically create, or you can create via Spring Starter. Okay, that I think almost everyone knows. So from here you can create it and keep it I mean extract that zip file and open in the I am using a IntelliJ here. Okay, that keep in mind that Java version should be above 11 because HTTP client is being added in above 11. Okay, and this is a very useful article on HTTP client guys. This also I'm going to put in the description. Okay, so yeah, let's get started. I have this basic method. I don't have any routers and all as of now, only the main method we have. So let me create a package first. Let's create a package called controller. In controller, let's create a class called let's say like API. This is related to postal codes, right? So postal codes controller, something like that, because more in business terms. Okay, and this is nothing but my REST controller. Here I can create like REST controller. Okay, and let's keep one request mapping here. Request mapping, let's say like postal. Okay, then let's use get mapping. Yes. Value is equal to, let's say like by pin code. Okay, and here let's keep like public uh, string get postal by. pin code, you can keep something like this. Okay, is it a path? Like by pin, okay. And here uh, as of now, let's keep it like this. Let's try to explore slowly. Okay, so string, let's say like response. As of now, keep it null and return this response. Okay, okay. And here what we need to do is, from here we need to create a service layer and call the service. So simply use something like postal service, with the help of what? Help of service. Okay, and let's create something like public string get postal details. Okay, this is our setup. Let's say string response, and let's return this response as of now, and let's try to implement it slowly. Okay, so here let me auto-write this, auto-write of postal service, nothing but postal service. And here what I will get is this is nothing but postal service dot get postal details, and that is the response we are printing here, we are returning back here. Okay, so our basic details were ready, right? Cool. now now let's go with the HTTP client. Okay, how we can use the HTTP client and all those details will implement as part of our service layer, right? Cool. Here we can, in our previous videos we have used REST template, but now I'm planning to use the service layer. Okay, so let me create one more here, something called HTTP client. Okay, so what will happen when you are hitting a API? Okay, so basically each API will have a request and will have a response, right? So this is nothing but request object, and this is nothing but response object. And here, by combining the request and response and the endpoint, right? So this is nothing but my endpoint. Here I will combine uh, uh, what is the endpoint I will do, then I will take which sort of method it is. It is a get method or the post or delete, all those things. Okay, for demo purpose, since it is the first video on HTTP client, we are using the get. Okay, so basically here what is happening, so from here to here, from here to here. Okay, so simply I have to get the request object. In my case, this is nothing but my HTTP request, and okay, this is nothing but my HTTP response, and this is nothing but my HTTP client. Okay, now let's implement all of them. Let me write it properly here. HTTP request, right? Cool. This is what we are going to do. That means I can divide my HTTP client into three major steps. First one being the request, then the client, then the response. Okay, so here either you can use here, you can use something like private http request. It's up to you. If you think it is becoming heavy, then you can create something like this, a reusable method, and use it here, or you can directly use it. Since it is a demo purpose, let me use directly. Okay, http request is equal to http request dot, here you have a new builder object, then you need to build this. Okay, with whatever the properties you want, you can keep it here. Okay, so simply before building here, you have other things to take care. Something like you can keep what is a URI that you are trying to hit. So this is my URI. It is nothing but new URI, and you can keep the endpoint here. Okay, but what I will suggest is, let's get private string endpoint. Okay, so this endpoint can come here directly. Okay, and signature, cool. Okay, and I need to add all the exceptions back again here. This endpoint, let me try to get it from application properties. Okay, this is my endpoint. So from service, what I can do, I can directly assign here, or let me use something called a value property, and here I can use endpoint. This endpoint is nothing but it is pointing to this endpoint. Okay, cool. I have the endpoint here. Then in request, as part of the request, you can set up other things. Okay, like version, http version 2 we are using. If http version 2 is not happening, our browser will automatically falls back to the http version 1. Okay, that we don't need to worry. Okay, then we can keep other. If you want to have some headers, you can keep. If you want to set up timeout. Okay, like duration, with the help of duration of, okay, 10 seconds you can keep. Okay, and if you want to keep headers as well, you can do. Okay, headers, you have an option. Okay, and that we will see slowly. Okay, so this is about the request object. Right, now let's come to the http response of what is the type of response you are sending. Okay, so we completed request. HTTP client will come back. Let's go to the HTTP response. Okay, what is the response type you want to send? Okay, so as of now I am going to put the response everything into a string here. This is my HTTP response, right? The response of my API. Okay, this I am going to put into the string presently. Okay, so string is nothing but response. So here I have HTTP client dot new builder. Okay, dot, here I have the build object. Here, as part of the new build, what I can do, what is HTTP okay, let's here as well I can do, not a big deal. New builder dot build dot 1 second, new builder dot okay, no issues, build dot I can use send here. Likewise I can do directly, I can send here. Okay, request, then here what is a response. Okay, body handler, you could see here, uh, here. Okay, so uh, body handlers dot off dot handlers of string. Now you could see here there were a couple of things we have. So how you want to configure your response, my request, and this is my response is coming from http response dot body handlers dot here. If you see, if you want to get a response from subscriber, which is nothing but a reactive site, it is a asynchronous programming. Okay, the one we are doing is a synchronous means you hit the request, you get the response, right? So either you can get it from string, you can get it as a byte array of a file, all the things you have, different things. Okay, so let's get it as a string as of now, because this is my string, right? And the send will have the interrupted exception, and this one I need to throw again. Okay, yeah, cool. Now as I said, this is looks little complicated, right? So what we can do is we can this part, this is nothing but my http client part, right? This is nothing but my http client. This part I can take out and I can write it here, http client. Okay, and client will come here. Okay, here if you want to perform some operations like cookies and headers, proxy, SSL context, all these operations while doing while performing the actual hitting of API, you can set up all this. Okay, I think authentication is a very basic one that we will see slowly. Okay, so I have this one now, HTTP client, and so with this what we did, we completed all these items like request. With the help of the request, we set up what is the endpoint, and if we have some header, some timeout, all these things we can set here. And in client we are simply setting a few items like authentication, proxy settings, cookies, all those things. And as part of the response, with the help of the client dot send method, we are sending here. Okay, and where is the actual get post been determined as part of my request itself, I have the I have to be defined here. Sorry, yeah, I missed out that this should be get. Okay, here. And if we want to have post and delete, then you can set up your body as well, because as part of the post and delete we have the body, right? That also we will see slowly. Okay, so I have this response, http response. Now what I can do is I have response here, right? So this http response will have two items. First one is body, will have, I mean majorly two items. Body is actual response we are going to get. So this, let me write it to the body object here. Okay, and if you want to have status code, you can keep that as well. Okay, something like http response dot, I think status code, yes. Okay, and yeah, I think this should be good, guys. I think this is a good good start for us. Before going, let me print endpoint for demo purpose is okay. Now from controller we are getting that response and we are writing it back. Okay, either you can put try catch here instead of this, anything is up to you. Okay, so we got this one correctly now. Okay, now actually we should get it right. Okay, let me go here, let me run this http client one. Postal service actually this is, since it is running it's okay, but I want this postal service to get into the service layer. That would be good for me. Okay, so let me create a package here called service and let me put everything into this move refactor. This now gets into this. Cool. And postal controller also will automatically get adjusted, right? Cool. Yeah, now let me rerun one more time. In the meantime, let me set my postman. Yeah, here as of now I'm keeping this everything hard coded. That means only for this pin we are trying to get. Now let's see slowly what we can do. Okay, so my application is started on 7076, right? So let's see that. Let me open my, yeah, I think I am opening this in browser. That's okay. Local host, local http localhost colon 7076 slash, here 7076 slash I have postal slash by pin, right? So postal slash by pin. Okay, this is my request. Let's see, couldn't send the response. Why? Postal slash by pin get mapping. Oh, 1 second, there's one more extra came now. http colon localhost I can directly open it from here as well. We got the response now properly. Okay, so by postal, now you could see here endpoint we got it and the status code also we got it. What happened to this? Let's see what happened. 7076. Cloud agent, something related to cloud related, because I'm opening this here. I don't know what is happening, but yeah, from browser we are able to get, right? I think that should be good, guys. This is a small demo which I wanted to show for the HTTP client. Okay, I hope you guys have understood something, and I hope this is a little bit of learning experience as well. If you find it useful, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. It's me Karthik signing off.